Hey y'all. Why am I always yelling? It's a peace signs for me.
You know, that's my thing right now.
Yeah, it really is. It really
Peace
is.
and love.
Peace.
What's up, y'all?
Peace and love.
I see y'all in the room.
Hey y'all, ignore my bathing suits over here. I'm in the midst of unpacking from Atlanta and packing for Cancun. What is it, like a press conference?
We really do.
Alexa, stop.
Oh yeah, before we get blocked.
I know. Alexa, stop. So hey y'all. We're gonna give it like 2 minutes. 2-3 minutes, something like that. Come on in the room. You ready to talk? Oh, this is water with one of them little Skittle packs. That's the only way Joy would be drinking water.
It's juice.
It's calorie free. But yeah, it's like juice.
Make it juice.
Mm.
Hey, y'all excited for Cancun?
You act like they all going to Cancun.
Enough of them is. So it's 100 or something. Enough of y'all gonna be there.
140. Let me see.
140. It's September the 20th. We got like 14 days, y'all.
That's, man.
Listen, we were just in Atlanta, and I was like, all right, I got a second before Cancun. No, the hell I don't.
You damn sure don't.
I don't.
You damn sure don't.
And then sometimes when you be with these folks, they be dramatic. So they kept saying 2 weeks, and I was like, no, it's not 2 weeks. It's probably like 3 weeks, 3.5 weeks.
No, we are dramatic. No, we
I
are
checked the
dramatic.
calendar, y'all. It was really 14 days.
Oh,
And I am not ready. You think I the first thing I bought was like 2 days ago. So.
For real?
Because I really thought it was that far. I thought it was that far away.
And you know, shipping take a long time.
And you know, y'all know I was trying to wait till the last minute till I got my maximum new body. But
you know what? We'll get into
we
that.
ain't gonna talk about that right
Hey, Keiondra, I see you in the chat.
now. You see that far?
I have the chat on my phone. You work smarter, not harder. I can't, damn sure can't see that far. I cannot see that far.
Hey, hey, Key.
So do not forget. Oh yeah, happy birthday. Her birthday was yesterday. We said happy birthday yesterday. But in case you missed it, yesterday was Keondra's birthday. So happy birthday, Key. That's like it sounds like. But yes.
Virgo season
is coming to an end. Thank goodness. That shit is a lot.
This season was a lot different than the previous seasons, though.
How so?
For you,
What you mean?
it was calm. You know, we was good. We was calm.
Yeah, what? I've learned to work with everything.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
So it's been great.
It was smooth.
Now remember, if you have any questions, questions, comments, concerns, suggestions, anything, feel free to put it in the chat. Keondra's in the chat, I see, and then I can. Oh, Keena's in the chat. Hey, Keena.
Hey, sis.
And then I can just lay down. Not lay down. I can look down and see. Okay. So Brandon, you ready?
I'm ready.
So Brandon, tell us about you. Tell us about you, your family makeup, all of the things.
Oh, it's just such a big question. So I'm Brandon. Grew up outside of Richmond in Virginia, so like between Chester, Chesterfield, Richmond here and there. I have one brother. I have a younger brother. My mom, my dad, my grandmother. I lost my paternal grandfather just a couple years ago, and then my maternal grandmother I lost years and years and years ago. Never met her. I grew up as a little goofy art kid, you know what I'm saying? That was I was the one that wasn't really into sports, wasn't into a whole lot of extra stuff. I was into art, so you could always find me walking around high school with my little art stuff, even back to middle school, elementary school.
Do you remember Nigeria?
Yeah, like I'm a little nerdy art kid. People look at me, you might think something different, but they always thought I played football or basketball because I was so tall and thick. Yeah, but
they probably know. We're gonna have to pull out a thick Brandon picture because Brandon was rather thick, you know.
I didn't know it though. Somebody had to tell me.
It fit his stature though, so I don't think it was like.
Yeah, until I take my shirt off, and I'm like, whoa.
It ain't stop you from getting them nipple rings.
Well, I was skinny when I got them.
Oh, you did? Oh, there.
I got those when I turned 18 in my rebellious spirit.
Ow.
I went and got my tattoo and my nipples pierced.
So, How did you get into dance fitness? Because this is not your first.
This isn't my first rodeo, y'all. So, well, I always wanted to dance. Ever since I was a kid, I wanted to dance. So some additional background about me. So I come from a very church-oriented family. Like I grew up in the church. My mom had me and my brother in church just about every day of the week. I can't think of a single day that we weren't in church. So I always loved to dance, right? When I was growing up, especially like in high school, watching music videos, I would sneak and watch BET when I got off of work. 106.5, yeah, and I'd be in there watching Omarion and Chris Brown and stuff, so I would be in there practicing doing my thing. So I've always just loved to dance. I've always loved art as a whole. And then, so like I said, somebody told me I was fat, y'all. I didn't really realize I had got that big until my brother had pulled me to the side one day and told me, hey bro, like you get a little thick, what you finna do? I was like, damn, for real? Yeah, and I looked at it and I was like, all right, let me do something. So I had tried all these little different
So question, has your brother always been lean or like?
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. He was the small one. I was always the thick.
I know that life.
Yeah. So so I was trying different workout classes, and one day somebody invited me to a Zumba class. And first I was like, no, because I had tried a Zumba class at like Gold's Gym or some other gym and didn't like it. It was a little bit too Latin for me. Like the class was, the music was real Latin, and for me I didn't know any of the music, so it kind of, it was a disconnect for me. And then the instructors, if you go to some of those instructors, they teach as if you already know what you're doing. So exactly, it was a whole lot of moving in ways I never moved, songs I never heard. So I went there one time, never went back. Somebody had told me about this other Zumba class that was going on, and it was like, oh, it's more hip hop inspired. You'll probably know the music or whatever. Finally, I went, fell in love, and never left. So every time that class was going on, I was always in that class, 2, 3, 4 days a week, depending on the week. And I just fell in love with dance fitness. And then I ended up with here based off of COVID. COVID shook the whole world up, so I had my routine. I was doing Zumba, some weight training, some other classes, 5 days a week for 2-3 years before that. And then COVID came, and the classes that I took, one was at my job, so it got shut down, and then some of the other ones were out in the community, but again, because of COVID, also had to shut down. So they moved virtually. And then in the virtual space, I found Ashley on here, this little thick girl with this little country draw. On YouTube. And somebody had sent me, actually somebody who went to my Zumba class was telling me about it. So I was like, oh, let me check it out. I checked it out, and the music was hitting, the vibe was hitting. Okay, let me come in person. So, eventually I made it here in person. I went to the first Trill Fest, actually it was my first class. Loved it, came back in person for classes, and ain't never left. So
never left. So how did you become a brand ambassador? Do you remember?
I do. So y'all know the
it won't me.
The original, the first, the one and only.
The one and only.
Right, now this time I don't think she was Sexy Grandma. She was just Sheronda. She was just Sheronda. She ain't had no monikers and aliases and all that stuff. So it was just Sheronda. And one day Sheronda came over to me, and she was telling me how she just saw something in me. Well, actually, you know what? Before she even said that, before she even got that far, the first thing she told me was, I need you to make up a routine. I need you to make up a routine. I need a routine by next week. And then God had just told her some stuff and revealed to her that I was...
God be speaking to Sheronda, y'all.
Hey, that's the truth. She told me that, and I was like, all right, well, I'll make up a routine. You said God told you this, so... Alright, I make a routine, and I did my first one. And my very first routine, we have not done that routine in a long time.
We have to bring
yeah.
Have like water.
Yeah. So that, if y'all ever see that on the video, that was my very first routine. You probably will. It's a gem in there somewhere. And I don't think it looked exactly how it did when I first did it, because there was some parts in there I think was confusing. But yeah, so I made my first routine, and then after that, I was like, well, shit, I did one. That was the scariest part. I can do two. So then y'all gotta say, aye.
That y'all still doing that?
Yeah, it was up after that. Just
and well, Brandon, I remember when you taught your first class, but it was one of them Thursday morning classes that you hate. You taught that Thursday class, and them people was like, his legs is moving at rapid speed, and I can't keep, because Brandon don't like no slow songs.
Oh yeah, if y'all see, it ain't a workout. Give me, you got about 2 good slow songs in an hour class. Now, if you ever taken my class, you know, slow songs is whatever. You might get one, you might not. It might, you know, it might be a medium song, a medium like.
Pretty much. And also a thing that when you lead classes, you give affirmations at the beginning. Is there a reason why you do that?
Yep. So affirmations all started from me trying to affirm myself. Me being in a space of doubt, confusion, and just wanting to speak life over myself. So it's a practice that I took on where I have an app and it pops up on my phone. I read my affirmations in the morning just to speak life into myself. So I knew, you know, like this journey of being on trap cardio was bigger than just a workout. Like it started as a workout, but then it became a ministry for me. So it was an outlet for me to release and to connect with myself, to connect with God, just to connect with like who I am. So it was that for me. So I just wanted it to be like that for other people. You know, I think we all walk in there with some type of baggage. And if you know the environment is not about just working out, it's never been about that. It's been bigger than that. So many people that connect and aren't looking to lose any pounds, aren't looking to become more physically fit. It's mentally fit, it's emotionally fit, spiritually fit. So I know that this format and this brand has done that for me, so I just wanted to share that with the world.
So speaking of that, I feel like dying somewhere. So speaking of that, and connections, and you said what? Don't be Whitney Houston. I swear. Look, we're gonna be like Wendy Williams and Whitney Houston, okay? But with that being said, connections is all. Let's take the obvious. You're the only guy in the squad.
Mm-hmm.
Do you feel like, how have you found yourself in trying, like, do you feel like you fit? Have you felt like you always fit? Like, how has that been for you? Because you're around a lot of women with big personalities. I mean, you are bigger, but you are around a lot. Even in Sheronda's quietness, she's loud.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Beyonce. So who that silver outfit? Jesus.
So this one or the last?
So Sheronda got a wardrobe for your ass, but how have you found a space for you in this space, or how has that been?
Yep. So me being in dance fitness classes, or really any group fitness classes for real, the majority of the classes have always been majority women. And the majority of those classes, I am usually 1, maybe 2 of 3 guys. Like at the maximum is never like a full-fledged room full of men or like even a predominant group of men. But for me, it's just always about connecting with myself. So if you know me, before I became an instructor, I was a student, obviously, but I was a student to myself. So you went in there, I won't messing with y'all, I don't know nothing, but I was there for myself. So I would always go find myself in a corner, in a mirror. No matter what class I was in, I would be in a corner, in a mirror, and this was my time to connect with myself. So it really was just about taking this vibe, and first of all, my vibe is gonna come with me no matter where I'm at. So if I'm in a room that's full of men, or room full of women,
go ahead.
I'm here for me. I'm here to get mine in. And so it's easy for me, like when I'm in my zone, to just zone out and know that this is for me. And so I think, you know, this being a predominantly woman-led industry, first of all, just in a group fitness format, like it's typically women who are occupying the space. So you just have to find yourself. Like you have to find yourself and find space for yourself, and that goes beyond men, right? Like there's so many people that are dealing with whatever, or they have their thing, and you just have to find the space that suits you, and you have to create your own space. You have to create the space that you want. So like in this class, I was there just turning up, and I'm gonna put my own little energy on it. You know what I'm saying?
He was by the mirror, even if that meant the mirror was right here.
Me in the mirror.
Brandon was this close. He was gonna get that mirror space, okay?
Because right now I'm talking to myself. You know what I'm saying? And in that moment, I'm talking to myself. And that was on another part. That was me coming into an instructor. That was part of my like journey, was coming out of that. But like for the whole time when I was locked in, I'm locked in on myself, focused on myself. So it's been super easy to just create a space for me that I fit in, and I just happen to be a man. Like I'm just.
So you've never felt like intimidated or anything? Or?
No. First of all, like y'all, for this is a predominantly black space, right? We dope as hell.
We are.
Energy dope as hell. Our energy is dope as hell. So being around like energy, like people that can just come in a room and just turn it up, I love that. I connect with that. You know what I'm saying? I love that type of energy, to be around other confident people, other people that's just able to be free and do them. So for me, it never was weird. Even going before trap. Trap wasn't the first class where I was predominantly women. I was the only man. It never bothered me, because I'm gonna do me. I'm gonna make it my own. As long as I'm around people that are like me. What makes me more uncomfortable is being in a room full of people who don't connect with me, who don't share a similar vibe or similar energy. Yeah, when you the one person that's doing it and it feels like you doing too much. You know, you think you all that. You get that energy from people. That's where I mess up. Man, woman, that don't matter to me. As long as your energy right, we can do it.
Norma Dean said, I enjoyed working out next to Brandon when the team was in Philly. Okay.
Hey, come on now. Look, that's my goal. Look, when I'm out there, if I'm there, if I'm at home, to just bring the people up around me. Like, that's just been my goal. Like, it's as simple as that sounds. That's it. Just, I want to bring the people around me. So I love when I can go connect with somebody in the room and help, drive them. Then they give it back to me. Then we all doing it. You know what I mean?
Okay. So let's see. I must have seen. We got, I think Kee-Sha says she brings logistics. Keena, confidence, facial expressions. Mm-hmm. We haven't gotten to Keiondra yet. Sheronda says she's queen sexy, So what do you feel like you bring to trap?
The word I want to say is rationale, but it's balance. I think I'm a.
What's your balance?
I think.
Oh, okay. Go ahead. Okay.
I think I am a very logical person.
I used to know it. That was instinct. Like, what kind of taking them triggers?
Yeah. I'm a logical person, so just the way I approach things is from a logical mindset. So I think I help to bring reason to the group, and that's more on a behind the scenes thing. I think I'm a person to help bring balance and reason. Not that we don't have bad look, because these is not shy.
I know.
Not that we don't have bad.
I didn't say that. I just you bring balance. I'm trying to think on that. Okay.
I think I'm fair. I think when I say balance, like I'm a fair person. So I try to be the voice of, like, okay, what about this? Let's think about this and think about this. Let's think about the pros and think about the cons. Okay, we're doing this. Do we think about how this, and this can happen? Or
so you're positive with these affirmations. You bring balance. You got all the confidence. You bring a vibe. Me and Junior was just watching Fatal Attraction, okay? And he said, Mommy, every time somebody get killed, they always got the compliments. Like, they don't never say, this person had a smart mouth, but this, they didn't deserve to go out like that, So, Brandon, what are some of your, not so great traits? What are some things that you have to work through? Well, let me start. So, Brandon, I just jumped down. But what are some things that you're some triggers for you, or like things you have to work through?
Something that I've been working through is like perfectionism and control. Trying to learn how to release and let things be. So, like I said earlier, I am a pretty fair, balanced person, and I like to see things objectively.
See them eyeballs down to throw that? Go ahead. Go ahead.
I like to throw things be objective, and sometimes in me being objective is a desire to be as close to perfection as possible, right? When all of your pros, all of your cons, and that sometimes can lead me to be stagnant. like trying to weigh all of my options so that I take the right choice and then I make no choice. So being less worried about being perfect and being adaptable. We're really working on being like more adaptable and just accepting things as they come. So being in this space, I've been around people who are not as anal, I guess, as I could be. So I've been working to find balance. Like I think my needle has definitely been moving more towards the center for me to just kind of accept things. And then with becoming a father, and my son was sick for the first 6 weeks of his life in the NICU, longest 6 weeks of my life, it taught me a lot about relinquishing control because I had no control over anything. Like, he's dealing with medical stuff. Me being the person I am, I'm usually the one that comes with answers and try to solve things. I'm not a damn nurse. I'm not a doctor. I don't know nothing about this. I don't know nothing about this machine. Even they giving me the information and it's like going over my head. I'm trying to research it, and it's just too much and it's stressing me out. So I had to learn to just accept that things be.
And it's funny because while you're answering, they're in the chat like, you bring energy. Energy. We didn't catch the balance, but you definitely bring energy. And that's crazy because it's kind of like, that's why you can't like judge a book by its cover. Because like Brandon does bring energy in class, but I will give it to you. You do give balance. He's like kind of total opposite, or his energy is redirected into leadership, I guess, behind the scenes. So much so, you just already mentioned it. I was like, we almost, and I probably can speak to everybody that's in the chat that work with us, kind of look at Brandon like the dad. Like, let me get out. How we going to say this to Brandon? Or like, let me get my words right, because I know when I go to Brandon, if it don't sound right, he'll be like, he going to come with them follow-up questions. You know, it's almost like the dad. You know, I was like, let me get my shit together, because he going to read through our ass. So, you know, he really does bring that behind the scenes. But how is fatherhood? Outside of just, you know, I know, little Lennox B having his little, got a little journey. Mm-hmm. But how is fatherhood?
So fatherhood's been great. It's been great. It's been a journey that was completely unexpected. Lennox was not on any books for 2023. But here he is nonetheless. And while the first 6 weeks were super hard for us, dealing with all of his medical needs and in the hospital and blah, 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 it's been absolutely rewarding. Like, it's tiring, y'all. I be so tired. Just
we see you, yo-yo.
Thinking about what I gotta do when I leave out of here. Go get clean bottles and get his food and all this stuff ready. Da, 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 da. But it's been so rewarding, and it's been such a, like I said, it's like opposite for me. So I am a controlling, like, perfectionist, like I like to a planner. Like, I like to have things planned and organized, and like so I can control how things go. And while I have been able to use those skills to help us a lot navigate through all that he's been going through, I've also had to learn a lot about releasing. So he's really been teaching me about just releasing, going with it. Like, you're not going to get everything right, and if I tried, I would drive myself crazy chasing perfectionism with his little ass is going to do what he wanted to do. Mm-hmm. When he wanted to do it, however he need to do it. 5 months. Whew. So he going to do what he need to do, when he need to do, and he needs me to do all of it. He just get it done. So I'm just like, well, I'm on your schedule, so. But it's taught me so much about, again, releasing and just letting go and how to adapt to when things happen. You just know your skill set, so whenever you got to pull out whichever one it is, you're ready.
And I do see you relaxing more and just appreciating relaxing more. Like, because it used to be a time where even in a relaxing space, you're like, well, so what we going to do tomorrow? Or what we gonna, I'm like, Brandon, shit, I just want to take this shot. Like, but, you know, but now you like, whew, we off, you know, and you actually, like, enjoy existing in that space. So, y'all, if you do not know, Brandon has been appointed the lead brand ambassador. So what does that mean to you, and what do you see next for Trapper? What would you like to happen, or what you gonna see happen?
There we go. So what does it mean for me? Somebody, Kee-Sha had pointed this out about, she was talking about leadership styles one day, and she was like, oh, you're a coach. And I guess I never looked into leadership styles really that deep, but I realized like that is me. So what leadership means to me is just to coach those people around me and help them be better. And I realized that is exactly what I do on the other side, right? Like the in front of the camera side is coaching people to be better. And so leadership for me just really means helping those people around me to become better, to sharpen each other, to grow the team and push us forward. Like titles don't really mean anything to me. Like it's cool little title or whatever, but that don't mean nothing to me for real. For us, it's more about the outcome. Like how can I impact us as a business? How can I help move us forward on the business side and on like the front of the business and the back of the business. So, what do I see for us? Traveling, man, traveling. Y'all, we after just doing 4 cities, going to Cancun, and being in this phase of rebirth, we got a lot of stuff to do, and it just feels like in so little time, just because there's so much that I want us to do. But traveling is like top of the list. Some internal stuff is working on development. So one thing that we talk about, and I try to push the conversation forward, is about goal setting. So just setting goals for whether it's a month, a quarter, whatever, and for us to all have something to work on. I think we do ourselves a disservice when we think we've arrived somewhere and we never have anywhere else to go. So we should always be in a state of moving forward. And I don't know if y'all know this, but us as a team, we have been operating so smoothly. Like the way we able to work a room. I haven't seen, you know what I'm saying? I might be biased, but I ain't seen another team that's moving like this.
No team works like us.
Listen, we making stuff happen. So it's just been phenomenal to see, just in such a little bit of time, for us to all put in work, have some conversations, and to see it to start to come to fruition. So just continuing for our team to develop, so that way we are excellent, or display excellence, like in front of the camera, and push the brand towards excellence.
So Brandon, we have a question from S. Brittany, who we met in Philly. Hey girl. How do you challenge yourself every day to continue to show up? The times you don't feel like it, the times you don't want to, when your feet hurt and your back ache and you tired.
Goal setting. Honestly, like that's one of the things that helps me for my brain, is like when I know I have somewhere to be, something to do, someone is counting on me, it helps me to do better. So I set a goal. I'll make up a target in my head if I need to. But as far as like me showing up physically, it's because I just love doing what I do. Like I be tired, y'all. Philly, you were class 2. We was a little tired then. By the time we got to Baltimore, baby, done. But because we love what we do, like it really is not a job for me. It's work, but it's not a job. Like I just love what I do. And then to 2 weeks later go to Philly, then another 2 weeks later, to go to Atlanta, and then to go to Cancun. We tired. I'm wore out, but I love doing what I do, and I wake up every morning and do this. So.
So we have another one. With that being said, Shantae asks, how do you balance the work? Because Brandon does have a full-time job, the traveling, since having a baby. What's balance? Well, go ahead, you got it.
Balance means taking time for yourself when you need to take time for yourself. So, some days I go to work every day, and some days is work where, and other days it's not. Balance is just, for me, it's more so finding like a rhythm. So it's like some days I'm like super heavy mentally and over here, and then some days I'm super heavy mentally on my job. My job is super demanding, so it's just plugging things in. Then with the baby, he has a schedule that I have to live by, so everything else just works around it. So it's a thing, but it's not a thing because it's got to get done. So it's not a chore for me to ponder on, can I rearrange, can I move? It's like you gotta pee every day. You gotta go, you know what I'm saying? So it's just like it happens when it happens and nothing you can do about it. So that ain't really been much to handle. It's gonna be the other things, and I prioritize how I need to prioritize when I need to prioritize.
No lies. So now this question is probably gonna throw you off because of the conversation we had before we got on here. From Kimberly, Brandon, how do you stay so fit?
I don't.
He is.
I don't.
You might be thick, but you fit. You are fit.
Yeah.
You are fit.
Fit, yeah.
You get up there and run across it from the window to the wall. You are fit.
What's fit? Like, well, one, I do this, right? And then, so before I became a dad and all that, I was heavily working out, like taking other classes and whatnot. Right now, honestly, it's mostly me doing trap, and then I do, like I'll do little workouts on YouTube, or I do my trap homework too, so I do that when I'm at home. But right now, it's been a season of staying more mentally fit for me, staying sane. So it's about me just like being able to disconnect when I get an opportunity to disconnect from home, when I get an opportunity to disconnect from work, be around people who help to ground me and whatnot. I focus on those moments, and I really try to just be in those moments and not be thinking about what's next, thinking about what just happened. So and when I'm able to disconnect and just like reconnect and reground with myself, that keeps me going forward right now and keeps me in a space of being mentally sane. The body, we gonna work on that, you know, probably after Cancun, maybe the first of the year. Mm-hmm. We gonna see. Maybe
we get a Do It Afraid challenge.
Yeah, I've been thinking about something on that too.
What is Do It Afraid, Brandon? Some of the people, they might not know. Do y'all know what Do It Afraid is?
Do y'all?
They're not gonna talk
hey, I'm like, do y'all? So yeah, last year, so I started my own business, fitness business, right? Doing
because you are what?
An instructor. Come on,
you are
a certified.
All right now, come on.
A certified group instructor. Y'all be forgetting that sometimes, but a certified group instructor, which I really took for one because I really take my craft here seriously and just want to be as good as I can be. And with that, I went and started my own. I'm sorry, your biggest fan.
Junior just said, "Good going, guys."
Thank you, Junior.
Junior upstairs watching us on YouTube. Hey, Junior.
Hey.
Go ahead.
I needed that. Thank you. What were you talking about?
I'm sorry. Do It Afraid.
Oh yeah.
You was A certified.
Yeah, A certified. So I did a fitness challenge last year. A group fitness challenge to. I think the first one was about how many pounds you could lose, and it was a pot to win, and then the other one was just more about just taking care of yourself. And it was first one was a 3-week challenge, the second one was a 6-week challenge. So you might see something circle back around the first of the year because I need it. So we gonna see. I had some ideas running around that I'm thinking through, but y'all keep a lookout.
And oftentimes that's what greatness starts. We provide what we need for ourselves because that's something we can speak to.
That's how I got here, like in trap. Like I was a student, and then
that's how I got here.
Yep.
I did what I needed for myself.
Yep.
So now, oftentimes, people don't talk about the fact that self-care changes depending on where you're at. Like for me, once upon a time, getting my nails done was self-care. Right. Then that shit is maintenance. Okay, it's not fun. Okay, so what does self-care look like for you right now? Like even if it's the simplest of things, what is self-care? What are some things that make you feel good, whatever?
Candles. I love. Look, come on now. I love candles, so I stay at Bath and Body Works. Somebody had put me on the Bath and Body Works like a couple years ago, and I had got a couple candles or whatever, and it really, I like the smell or whatever, but it ain't do nothing. I don't know what happened the last 2-3 years, and I guess I had also got into cologne simultaneously. So if you don't know what my favorite is just such a, I don't know if that's the right word, but the scent that I guess I enjoy the most, or the the sense that I enjoy the most is scent. So the smell, the ability to just like smell and stuff.
Oh, like of your
my five senses.
Okay.
It's the smell.
It ain't taste.
See? No, with taste could go.
No,
but I was having a conversation. I'm like, I don't know if it's my favorite because I think I value my eyesight over my sense of smell. Mm-hmm. I would rather not be able to smell than not be able to see. But the one that I guess I enjoy the most or I cherish the most, I don't know what the right word is, but I love senses of smell. So
don't bring your stinking ass round brand.
Well, yeah, I got a good nose, so. But I love candles. That's myself. Like I stay at Bath and Body Works. I just went there and me and Sean just picked up 6 candles just the other day. I burn them all day long. Yes. I love. Oh girl, them days would have been gone. They would have been gone. So that's my self-care. And again, just connecting with people as being in the space that I'm in as a parent that requires so much time, so much energy. I find value in being able to connect. So just having moments of connection with other people. Just get away. Mentally get away from the day, get away from all of the responsibilities and whatnot. So
I understand that.
Yeah.
Somebody, I'm gonna say this wrong. I see your name all the time. Vipa.
Big V.
Big V.
Come on, Big V.
Brandon, do you consider yourself shy?
No, I was just having a conversation the other day. I do not.
You had a whole other conversation.
Yeah, I know. But no, I don't consider myself shy at all. I consider myself introverted, and I reserve my energy, I guess, for people who pull it out of me. So people who I'm safe around, and I feel just emotionally and physically safe, they see the side of me, but I'm not shy. I'm just reserved, and I watch. I'm a watcher. I scope the scene first. When I first came to trap, I was just in, do my thing, leave. I scope the scene, see what's what, and then I can figure out, where I go and where my energy goes and where it flows. So, but no, I wouldn't say shy.
I feel like he's more. You got a little more extrovert in you these days.
Mm-hmm.
I think you have like a little I don't know, little extrovert shell that you put out a little bit more these days.
My tolerance is a little bit higher.
Oh, okay, that's what it is.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Now, what would you feel like is one of the most pivotal moments for you in trap? Like, what was your moment?
Ooh.
Cause you, honest, technically, Sheronda, you had to sit down for this one. Technically, you were like the first ambassador to be booked, especially out of state.
That's what I was about to say. I think it's gonna have to be Dallas. It would be Dallas, or it would be the Atlanta last year. I think Dallas was the first moment for me to realize like I was an ambassador, like and respected and valued and all those things. Not like from a team, but just like myself as an instructor. Like I felt solidified, I guess you could say, as an instructor, even though that's a way bigger conversation. But then we went to Atlanta last year. It felt real for the whole team for me. Like before, we had gone to Dallas, but those was kind of some like one-off, trips or whatever, kind of early on or whatever. But then once we were able to go and like the whole team is like able to move, we traveling as a squad down to these different cities and then seeing how many people book. Atlanta got me because the fact we had to do 2 classes and both of them was packed out. We bought this or rented this space thinking we had enough space, and it was to the point we almost needed 3 classes for real. Like in Atlanta, in my head, is such a big hub for the fitness industry, right? It's like, you popping in Richmond, you doing things in Richmond, but when you get out there, you go to a space where it's all of these, fitness influencers and everybody's, a fitness model and all that stuff, and you're able to come in a space that doesn't look like a traditional fitness platform and sell out and have to book another, like that for me in my brain, once I was able to process all of that, was wild to me. I think that was the moment for me that solidified trap as like, oh y'all, we official and we got a bright future ahead of us. We got some work to do, but we got a bright future.
Somebody said Brandon is all business, boo. He definitely, he definitely.
Oh Lord,
but don't
say that.
Miss Kimberly, Miss Kimberly said, but he like to have a good time. He like to have a good time.
Mm-hmm.
What's your least? Oh, I thought it said better. What's your least favorite song to dance to? I can tell you bad. And who owned it?
Oh, I got two.
Okay.
I got two. It's Talkie Talkie and what's the Demi Lovato song? Not sorry, not sorry. It's the other one.
She got another song?
Yes.
Other than sorry, not sorry. You sure it's Demi?
I'm pretty sure. Or no, what's the Camila Cabello? The
Havana. You know.
That girl.
Those Sheronda songs, Talkie Talkie and Havana.
Cut. Well, she ain't done them in a while. Thank you, but those two songs, keep them off the list.
Kee-Sha, I mean, what? Shay said, I bet Brandon's is Kee-Sha. His favorite or least favorite?
Oh yeah, that's definitely not my least favorite.
Talkie Talkie. I get that. So let's see, is there anything else you would like to share with the people? Or talk about, or word of advice?
Fellas. So I was seeing some conversation about men being concerned about coming into the tribe. Fellas, what y'all doing? What y'all doing?
And we know y'all out there because we see y'all coming to the cities.
Come on, we see y'all in the city, see y'all
Whether
watching.
it be a trap husband or a trap cousin.
Let me tell you, we bring the vibe. With the vibe, you do what you want. It's in the commandments. If your beat take you somewhere, go there. Fellas, you don't have to twerk if you don't feel comfortable twerking. And if you want to twerk, you can twerk too. But if you don't want to twerk, make it your own. Do your own thing. Do your own. Make it as masculine, as feminine, however you feel fit, you do it. It's a space. It's a safe space to do it. We've got had several men in the room, and you make it your own. It's with anything. If you really got a vibe within yourself, if you really are a vibe, just bring the vibe. We want to see it. We want to feel it.
Period. Now Kee-Sha knows nothing. That's her name.
Oh,
I ain't said she ain't know nothing. Brandon, where do you see trap going in the future? Do you feel like there's longevity in trap?
So I wouldn't be here if it wasn't no longevity. So absolutely. Where do I see it going? One, travel. Like the local folks.
I'm gonna keep my stuff to my interview. Go ahead.
The local folks. We gonna be expanding. So we gonna have to figure out Richmond and all of that. And we'll never forget y'all. We'll never leave y'all. We gonna figure it out. But we gonna be more acquainted with other folks and other cities. Also the instructor program. So I see track is gonna be a household name, and the business right now. So we have like one business model, dance fitness. It's gonna be bigger than just dance fitness.
I will say it has been great to work with Brandon. I had a conversation the other day. I just wanted to say that. But no, I did have a conversation earlier today about the ability to grow through conflict. Because, like y'all say, y'all love the trap team, y'all love the trap squad. We bring in the energy and everything. And y'all don't get to see even a portion of what it takes to get to that. And the irony of, us being kind of like the head honchos is that me and Brandon used to butt heads the most. My therapist knows Brandon by name. She be like, so Brandon still there? How y'all doing? And so like when I don't know what it was. What do you think it was? Or what did you think it was that needed to happen? Like, cause when I tell you it was, on my end, I felt like, I'll tell you what it is, okay? I felt like I was taking your inquisition, you being inquisitive to kind of questioning authority, I guess, without even demanding authority. Because I'm like, oh, we all work together, whatever you want to do, but not that. But not that. So what do you think it was and needed to happen for us to get here?
I think it was a lot of that. We both are two outspoken people. And it's funny because Ashley and I will, on certain things, be like in straight alignment, and then other things will be polar opposites. Polar opposites. So it just took communication and really getting to know the other person. And I think it also took personal growth for the both of us to be able to communicate more effectively, to understand how the other person communicates, not only how they like deliver information, but how they receive and process information too. And from that, like, and then it just took some growing pains, which is fussing and fighting. Like, honestly, anybody that I'm close with and cool with, it's either we just always get along and it's whatever, or we go through hell and then we understand each other. We tight like this. Like, I think we both have a lot of respect for each other because we respect each other's opinion. I know if I ask her something, she tell me something, it's gonna be the truth, and vice versa, right? So like it took a lot of the bumping heads and bumps in the road to get through that. But with that, it was a lot of like learning about the person and knowing that this person is gonna show up themselves, and like we have to learn how to navigate through that. Mm-hmm. I think that was.
If y'all have never seen it, I'm going to suggest that you search on YouTube the brand ambassador chit chat. It was the first time that everybody that they had spoke. Kee-Sha wasn't even a part of it yet. First time everybody had spoken to the camera without me I was just talking to them. Okay, they were one-on-one. It was all together. And just fast forward to the next. Brandon said he was gonna save his to last. Me and Brandon had got in a heated ass argument before.
Like we said before, we mean like
literally, I grabbed my shit. I said, "We got a goddamn interview to do later." Like, but that's kind of how it was though. We would argue, but we had the same respect to know that business still gotta go on. So we gotta do our thing. But I think it's so funny if you look at that. I'm gonna go back and look at it and just look at our temperament and how we were talking to each other then. That might be some good content. And how we're talking to each other now. Because Brandon was saying I was winging shit. He said, do you play? it was a lot. I'm going to have to go back and look at my damn stuff.
But I get triggered. Right. So with that, though, I think two things came from that. Was one, she learned my communication style. Mm-hmm. And then I also learned some of her boundaries and her triggers. So in order to be effective, I make sure that I word things in a way that will communicate what I'm trying to say to my audience, and she understands me more, and then works with Keena somehow. She communicates to me. But now we're able to like clearly sit down and have a conversation. I think some of those moments that we got into arguments, if we had those same conversations now, it wouldn't be the same thing. But it took growing pains. It took growing pains.
Whoa, real bad. So, if you had any piece of advice for the trap cardio community, what would it be?
Work on finding yourself, knowing yourself. I think, and that's the personal journey that I'm on right now. It's really doing some self-awareness evaluation and just getting to the root of who I am. And so, like I said before, trap is more than just exercise, y'all. It's way more than exercise. It's an emotional release. It's a mental release. And so through trap and like working with other people, doing, you know, the exercise and the kind of the physical, spiritual work that happens when I dance, it's been able to help me like identify some things within myself. I've been going to therapy and just trying to really find myself. So my encouragement to any of you all is to really find out who you are. Like who is that person that's like deep down in here that might be tucked away, that might be hidden, might be scared. Tap into that person. As I've been able to tap into that, like I've been able to tap into my creativity. All that stuff is like from my childhood. So me being able to like kind of tap back into the essence of who I am has been allowing me to be a little bit more creative and free and figuring things out. And I think part of that comes from like my son helping me kind of go back there. So just find yourself.
I agree with that. And I answered the last question. How do we get through our how do we get through our conflict? Well, I will give Brandon this. Brandon doesn't really sit in things long. Like, you can argue with Brandon and he will go on with life afterwards. Me, I need 48 hours. I used to avoid him for a little bit, avoid eye contact. I don't see him. It's other brand ambassadors I can talk to. I can teach a whole class and I see you. So I needed some more time, but I learned that that may not be the most mature thing to do. But yeah, it wasn't hard to get over because Brandon really just doesn't harbor over things for a long time. It's more me than anything. Okay.
And then the other thing is, I think knowing, like, once you know and trust the person, right? Like, whether it goes right or not, the intent is never to harm. Like, if you know that and you can trust the person, like, yeah, they might have pissed me off and I'm mad right now and I might need a day or two, but I know that the intent was always to help and not to harm, and that helps to get through things.
And T says, I remember the morning Brandon told us, hey, if you're in your 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, it's okay. If you ain't got it all together yet, but do the work and be intentional, and that stuck with me to this day. I think it was good for you to hear.
Yeah.
So, y'all, we got one more brand ambassador left. So, Keiondra, figure out your date and time right now. We doing it before Cancun. I know you in the chat. I know you hear me. Y'all better text Keiondra. Ash prepared B for Lenny's future personality. Yes.
Oh, I didn't tell her that.
Because Lennox is an Aries, baby.
Oh, I done told her that a gazillion times, baby. The
Yes.
Lord knew what he was doing. They only a day apart. Y'all know that? 1 day apart.
Like, just miss it.
In only a couple hours. He was born at 8 p.m.
That's my baby. So next, we're going to have Keiondra before Cancun. Keiondra.
Come on now.
Before Cancun. And then when we get back from Cancun, we're going to pick a day at a time, and I'm going to let the brand ambassadors interview me. So I'm not just sitting here, they can ask whatever the hell they want to ask.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right, y'all. Love y'all. Bye. Keiondra said copy. Hold on, how I get out here?
Better paste it.
Oh, I got to get up here. Oh, shut up. Copy and paste. They said they enjoyed us.